Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Whole Division podcast. This is, first season and episode 4. We are back for another episode. Yes, we're doing it very differently this week. Now, before we tell you what we're going to do, let me introduce the people on my screen first of all. Now, first of all, we are joined by the Whole Division First Lady, the First Lady of the Whole Division, Miss Chitty Bang Bang.
Hi, guys. Namaste. Good evening.
Good evening, love life, and peace be with you and all of that stuff. We are also joined by a very special guest this week, a lady that we call Empress or DJ Empress.
Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you.
And of course, myself, DJ Sticky Fingers. Wow, there we go. Exactly. There we go.
No, you are the one and only tonight. You are the one and only because you've helped me. Thank you.
Exactly.
So much.
And I'm glad Chidi said that because today was supposed to be a one-to-one special with Chidi and DJ Empress, but somehow I got roped in to be here, right? So just forgive me, right? But as I said, today we're doing it very differently. So if we go, for those of you that normally watch our show and we went around for a long time, you know that we normally have two topics where we have a fun serious topic. We have an Ask Millie or Ask Calm, and then we have our fun topic, right? That's what we normally do. But this week, we're doing something very, very different. We've invited DJ Empress, who's been on before. Especially we've done our game shows and quizzes. It's been on before. But DJ Empress wanted to share a personal story with us. So we thought this would be a perfect time for an opportunity to do so. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Chidi and DJ Empress.
Hey, beautiful lady. How are you?
I am fine, happy, emotional, just glad I got my one balloon.
You should have 10.
I know, they just kept blowing away. Got my balloons, but they're just like, my congratulations balloons and everything.
But,
so,
ladies, and I asked, I don't think we need to tell everyone what the balloons represent. Why have we got balloons? And why are we celebrating?
I am celebrating my 10-year sobriety. I'm an alcoholic and it's 10 years milestone for me today. Well, yesterday, should I say. Yeah, what's up?
Yes. 10 years sober. Do you know what? I just want to start off by saying, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And just well done. What such strength. 10 years, like so much can happen in 10 years and you've done that, and I just want to congratulate you on that. I just think you're phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I was going to do this. Do you know what? I'm not an interview type of person. I just find it quite impersonal and stuff. Rather just be real with it, and I know you're a very real person. So I'm gonna give the floor to you. Tell me your story. I want to hear it.
You could have put me on the spot. No. I'm an alcoholic. I had trouble with alcohol for the last 20 years. And 10 years prior to my anniversary, I had a very, very bad down into the tunnel kind of situation. And the only thing at the time was blocking everything out. And the way I found to block everything out was alcohol, So it spiraled, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And family, friends started to realize, becoming homeless, things like in regards to that. So it really, really spiraled due to loads and loads of things that was going on. So I used to wake up in the morning, drink from the night before, sitting on the floor, because I'm trying to block out the noises at night. It's made me paranoid. It's, especially living on your own, it was really, really hard. So I will say 10 years prior, 2001, I was really, really bad, really bad. And I'm here today to share my story 10 years later.
This is the thing, even though you went through your darkest of times, you're still here. You're still with us. You're still here tonight with me talking about it. It's celebrating 10 years.
I know. Thank you. I'm so happy. Look.
I know. I can see you
Poppers.
breastfeeding teeth, you know. And it's
My
a
party
beautiful
poppers.
sight.
Hey.
Can I ask you one thing? So,
Yeah, sure.
how does your family feel about it being 10 years?
My family are just so amazed. Like, it still feels like yesterday. I was having a conversation with my mum today, and she's like, I can just remember it from hour to hour to hour to hour down to the process. And it was just like the amount of support that I got from my family. In a way, I wish I had that 10 years ago, but everything for a reason. And it just made me so happy that they were happy still 10 years on. So it's made me feel like it was worth everything that I did, you know? So brothers, sisters, cousins, you know, because obviously I put them all through a lot, you know? So for them to say, you know what, 10 years, wow, building the trust with them again, making amends, you know? So it's just been an amazing, amazing day.
That's what I mean. It is such a, I think 10, I was saying to you when we had a little chat about it, 10 is such a significant number. And I just think, like, you know, like you, I believe everything happens for a reason. I don't think anything's a coincidence. I'm not saying that we ask for these things, but sometimes things happen in order for us to evolve into like our higher selves, into a higher being. I think it opens us up to so many different things, and we learn about ourselves along the journey as well. And it's not just, I don't think it's just one journey. I think it's a series of journeys that we have to go through. Yeah, that's what
you've got the emotional, you've got the emotional side of it, you've got the physical side of it, because I have nerve damage, you know, I've got trauma. If you ask me to share a plate of food, I can't share it. So it's something that's affected me for forever, you might as well say. You know, I just want to pull up on something. I got a message from someone today. I hope they're not in there because I don't want to draw them out. But he messaged me and said, well done that you have recovered. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel that you should be doing this excitement in regards to alcoholism, because there are people out there that are suffering that doesn't really want to see people being happy. And I said, I ripped back, I'm going to send it to you, Chids. I ripped back and I said, firstly, I haven't recovered. Yeah, this is something that's, you know, my life. It's affected me and it's still going to affect me. And secondly, I'm not out there to upset anybody. I'm out there to like send a message saying that I did it. You can do it. You know, like you can do it. You know, like, I thought it really made me like feel really, can I swear, shit, you know? Yeah. And it's like after all the excitement, and it's a big DJ, look, hey, I'm not going to draw you out. But, you know, if they're going through things, DM me, you know, if you...
Did you see my face? Did you see my face when you said it? Because at the end of the day, do you know when you agreed to do this discussion with me, I thought, what a phenomenal woman. What a phenomenal woman, because you're out here. Do you know how brave you are? And I'm not even just saying it. You know me, I'll speak as I find. It's such a brave thing to be able to talk about something that is so personal to you. This is your whole life. And for you to put that out there, you, even if it helps just one person, then you're winning at life. Like, so for somebody to come and kind of piss on your parade in that kind of way, speaks volumes about them anyway. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you know, them kind of things, keep them to yourself. I think what you're doing is brave, and I know a lot of the viewers do. I know that Sticky does, and I just think that for your excitement and how you were about you were so enthusiastic about putting this out there, that just shows alone that this is a magical thing. So man, that's mad.
And I had another message. Sorry, I'm going to go on to my story in a minute, but I had another message saying, you as a Black Rasta woman shouldn't be putting them kind of things out there, because Rasta this and Rasta that, and you know what? I had to block his Rasta and just say, you know what? You're not going to be spoiling my day today. There's no way. This is about positivity. Why are you giving me negativity? I don't. It's people like you.
It's our culture.
Can I just say two things in there, right? First of all, congratulations. First of all, right? But secondly, I don't know why Chiddy's talking to me saying that Sticky's proud of you. I don't know, because if you guys don't know, right, every single week in the chats and the comments, right, DJ Empress is constantly insulting me, like every week without fail. So I'm not entirely sure. You know what I mean? I'm borderline here if I'm want to say anything like that, positive or not. Let me quickly read some messages quickly. Cher, our very own Cher says, huge achievement, well done. And also says, everything for a reason, 100%. Your story is part of your rewrite. Oh, like that. Zaza shows some love heart emoji. So does Miss Peely as well. Wow. This one says, sharing realism takes courage, regardless if people want it or not. Very true. Peely says there are always people out there that want to burst your bubble like Sticky. Oh, you're taking the piss. You share and shine, sis.
I love you lot.
I should have read that. I should have read that part. But yeah, she also says you share and shine, sis. So yeah, there we go.
Wow. So Chid,
yeah,
I would like to start. Is that okay? Just
please. I'm all ears.
I'm going to tell you about the first day. Well, not the first day. I'm going to tell you the process. I would say the last year up to my emergency detox. So at the time, I was homeless. I lost my job because I was going into where I worked for the civil service, yay. But I was going in smelling of alcohol, and my dress code, everything was just on not iron shirt and things like that. So I lost my job, I lost my home, I lost a lot by then. So I went to the GP and I said, Mr. GP, I have an addiction. I am an alcoholic. I need help. First thing Mr. GP said, why do you drink? What is the root of the problem? Yes, there has to be a root of the problem, but I want to deal with today. How do I continue daily, you know? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put you on the waiting list and you will have an assessment. Okay, how long would that take, Mr. Doctor? 3 to 4 months. So what do I do till then? Oh, just try and, cut down, think about the root of the problem. So when you do have the assessment, it'll be easier for them to make a decision on what to do with me. 2 weeks later, yes, 2 weeks later, Mr. Doctor, I'm having stomach cramps, I'm having withdrawals, I've got abdominal pain. Please, can you help me, Mr. Doctor? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some tablets for the cravings and the cramps. I'm going to give you some vitamins to make you eat because I wasn't eating. And I'm going to give you, hello, I have an addiction. Why are you giving me tablets to be taken on a regular basis? And I drink alcohol.
Your addiction.
Yeah, and I drink alcohol. How could you say to me, if I stop alcohol straight away, I might die. But then drink moderately. But have you even checked to see what these tablets even have? Because you don't know the level of my drinking to see if that would actually affect me. Yeah, okay, try and take the tablets and I'll assess you in 4 weeks. I said, Mr. Doctor, you're not trained for this kind of stuff, you know? No, I'm not going to cut a long story short, but numerous times I went to the GP. And finally, there was a new doctor that came along and saw my file and he says, I can see that you're so persistent. You really, really want to do this. And I said, yes, I do. Yeah. He says, all right, then I'm going to write a letter to a group and the group will assess you. Okay. 4 months later, I got the assessment. 4 months later, I got the assessment. Went to the assessment. This time I'm still drinking every day, falling over on the street, waking up on the street. I lost 6 stones in that time. And it's like, okay, I still wanted to do this. Got to the assessment. Oh, we're going to have to assess you again because we need to see how serious you are in stopping because it costs the NHS a lot of money in regards to getting treatment. Okay. All right, let's do this then because I really want to do it. Okay, we've assessed you now. You will hear from us in 3 to 4 weeks when we can get a drug and alcohol counsellor for you. 2 months later, someone calls me. please, could you come down to the clinic? Okay, I'll come to the clinic. Oh, this is going to be your new support worker. Okay, what happens now? Oh, we will contact you in 4 weeks so we can, start working on your treatment. Started to go to one-to-one. They were helping me. Oh, what do you want to do? Hello, you should be telling me the options that I have, and where do we go from now? Do you know what they did? They took me in a minibus to a rehab to show me where I could end up.
After you went and said, I'm an alcoholic and I need help. That's what they did.
Yes, they took me in a minibus to a rehab center. They didn't take us in the rehab center because it was a few of us that went in there. They made us look outside and said, this is where you could be ending up. Hold on, it's not a jail. This is where you could be. Is this what you want with your life? You need to, hello? This just wasn't helping me. And because I went back to the GP, they said that I wasn't taking it seriously. And it cost the NHS a lot of money to try and get people into rehab. So,
same NHS that was failing you.
Basically. So Mr. Doctor had to get kicked to the side. So that's when I started to take myself to the hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah, the hospital, I'm in pain, I'm dehydrated, I'm starting to turn yellow. Why am I turning yellow? I'm passing out, I'm vomiting due to the fact that I can't keep anything down. And numerous times I went to the hospital, numerous times, please, I need help. I'm not just going in there to say I'm an alcoholic. I've got abdominal pain. I'm sweating. I've lost 6 stones. I haven't eaten in months, just pure alcohol. Please, please, please. No. Okay. Well, you're drunk, so we can't see you. Oh, so what? No x-ray, no blood pressure check, no, nothing. And I can say I took myself to hospital numerous times, about 24 times to the A&E, begging for help. Security, 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 security. You've got security running after me in the hospital because I won't leave. Yeah, running after me. Okay. I got arrested 5 times. A breach of the peace, disturbing the peace, a fray. I got sectioned because they thought I had mental health issues. And the hurtful thing is, I got put in a straight jacket.
Oh my God.
That was in a straight jacket. You hear the stories and people's like, oh, straight jacket. I was put in a straight jacket. My arms was like this. I still had the needle in my arm where, it begins with C or something like that. Yeah. Still in my arm. They took chains. I was in like a wheelchair thing. They took chains and they chained my hand to the wheelchair thing, and they chained my feet to the bottom of the wheelchair. They took my belt, they took my shoelaces, and they put my head back in like a neck brace thing, so I couldn't move. That's how I was
treated you like you were a wild animal.
Yeah. Police station, you get arrested. Oh, go in the cell, sober up for the night. Oh, and then we'll let you out in the morning. The police, that's how they treated me.
You were ill and you took yourself.
I was begging, and that's the heartful thing. I was begging you, please help me, please help me, please. At least take away the pain. At least write a prescription for vitamins. Please do something. Please, I can't go on the waiting list for rehab. Please help me. I either got arrested, sectioned, or booted out.
I don't understand how that was going to help you. What was that going to do for you?
It made me feel really like a failure, an embarrassment, a letdown, because it's like I couldn't actually get through to anyone. It's just like a young girl just seeking attention. Oh, you're too young, stop. Like if I could stop, I wouldn't be asking for help. I'm crying on the floor in the hospital, like, please. And I'm clinging onto the chair so they can't get me out of the place. You know, it was hard over a year to get help. And I called the NHS, I used to call it no hope system, but now there's more options and more, you know, help out there. You know, it's true, no hope system. So it's like you put your life in these people's hands, but the way they just treat you, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. And that's when on my post I said, am I talking too much?
No, please. I want you to. I want you to.
Okay.
No, it's better than hearing sticky talk, to be fair.
No, and that forehead. It's so nice to see the screen without the forehead just in the thing. Sorry, Sticks. But yeah, on my post, I put that fourth week, which was from the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I took myself to the hospital. That was it. I was waking up in the middle of nowhere. I was sleeping on park benches, just passing out on the street. And I said, you know what? I cannot do this anymore. I got to the hospital and I begged and I begged and I just collapsed. There was nothing in me, nothing. Yeah, I was so dehydrated that as soon as they just ran with that fluid thing into my arm and just put me on a stretcher straight away. And it's like, this is what I've been asking for. This is all I've been asking for. Like, please check my liver. Yes, I have to drink moderately, but please check my liver, check my blood pressure, check something. If you want to release me after, fine, but at least just try and check that I'm, you know, you must find a reason why I'm passing out.
But they waited until you were basically dying to do that. When you recognized that you had a problem. And this is the thing, people reach out for help and then the help's not there. So what is a person supposed to do?
Exactly. And then my mum, she saw me on the bus once getting arrested and they're putting my hands behind my back. And she was like, this is not right. So when I took myself to the hospital, they actually phoned her that day and said, look, we've got Empress here and she's not looking good. Please, could you come down? And when I think that was the time when I came around and I saw my mum with the rosemary beads and the Bible, and she was just rocking, just praying and praying, like, please help my daughter, please help my daughter. I was yellow. I didn't even know Black people could turn yellow. It was just like, wow, like, wow. And I turned and I saw her face and I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. Look at her little face. I've put her through so much, smashed the house, stealed, lied, everything. I need to do this. And at the time, it was like, I need to do it for her. Obviously, I needed to do it for myself, but it was for her as well. I can't see her going through this pain. So then I remember them saying, oh, we need to take this lady into emergency detox. If she goes home tonight, she is not going to make it. Her liver's inflamed, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So they took me into emergency detox and I was in hospital for over 2 weeks. And that was a loss for me because it was 10 years of having no control over my mind and then going into hospital with no alcohol. It was frightening for me. It was like just locking me in a little room without moving. There were humans. I'm not used to seeing humans. I'm used to seeing stars. There's beeping going on from the machines. It's like, what's going on? I actually wanted to run out. I can't take this. I need a drink. I can't, you know, all these people with their different problems. I can't. I need to go. But that's when the NHS wanted to start giving me support. When I was in hospital, the build up to it, no. But when I was in hospital, yes, they started to look after me, made sure I ate, made sure, you know, that I was okay, gained a certain weight, got rid of the cramps, the withdrawals. That still happens till today. But I got let out 2 days before my birthday.
Okay.
I have never celebrated my birthday before then without alcohol.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And, you know, into the big world, my brother picked me up. no aftercare team, no home support, no support worker, no groups, no nothing was given to me.
They just let you out?
They just let me out. My brother came and picked me up, and it wasn't even like, oh, you're going to be going home on blah, blah day. The nurse came round with some dry up piece of tough sandwich and said, have some food, and then we'll be discharging you at 12. So, I mean, what do you mean you're discharging me at 12? Like, I need to set up things. Like, you could have told me, I need things prepared. I live on my own. I've just got a place. Like, oh, no, you've got to contact your GP and, get the help from there. So back into the big world. Ooh. Nobody. Went home, started sleeping in the bathroom because I was just so scared of just being in a house on my own. It's just like, it was hard. And then once again, I've had to beg for support to get me to deal with my emotions. A routine.
Your mental health would have suffered dramatically. And this is where something should have been put in place. Surely you should have had therapists. You should have had a support worker. You should have had a caseworker. You should have had so many different things.
So many things. And that was the next thing again, begging for help from the No Hope system. Like, I've just come out of detox, you can see my records, blah, blah, blah. Is there any groups or anybody that can call me to advise me what to do now? Because right now, I've had to get up in the mornings and make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've not done that for years. My alcohol was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have to get up every day now and have a shower. I weren't used to that before. I will tell you, my hygiene was really, really poor. And hello, someone help me. And I'm trying to get my life back together. And that same particular day, I just went on Google and I says, I can't do this. And this was my first coin I got from AA, which says 24 hours sober. And this my first, So that I took myself to AA. I couldn't be relying on the NHS. I took myself to AA. And when I got there, I felt so embarrassed. But when I went in, you'll be surprised. The ages, people that's 150 to teenagers, it's like different ethnic backgrounds. It was just like, I'm not the only one, number one, that's suffering. And there's just so many. You cry, oh, don't. Come on, look.
I know, sorry, I'm an emotional wreck. It's just, but it's the power and the strength for me. It's the fact that you everything you've said, so far, you took yourself, you pushed yourself, you recognized that there was a problem and you needed help and you wanted this and you wanted to change, you wanted to become a better version of yourself. And that's that's power.
It was. Oh, sorry, go on then, mate.
I was purposely couldn't quite. Do you know what? I must say, first of all, as Chili said, the story, your story, your experience that you're sharing is amazing, actually. And I'm going to say thank you from now for sharing it, because I'm sure there'll be someone out there who will listen to it and it will appreciate it as well. And appreciate the openness as well. Maybe some messages quickly. Peter's got a heartbreak emoji. Mr. Hoyt from the No Truth Bars podcast says, wow, the podcast and your experience is amazing. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Carl, our very own Carl, who's in Australia right now, says, I'm speechless, but yet not at all surprised with the NHS. Our very own Cher says, shocking. All for knowing to go and seek help. Them treating you badly will do something to your mentality itself. Good. That's a good point. Peely also says, a plan should have been put in place, talking about when you were discharged from the hospital after 2 weeks. Carl says you did yourself proud. Zaza says, your story, or should I really say testimony, is so deep. Thank you for sharing. The fact that you got knocked back so many times and kept pushing shows how strong and amazing you are. Cher says, big up yourself, Empress, phenomenal woman, inspiring story. And Peely says, so amazing.
Oh, thank you guys. I really, really, really appreciate, that. It wasn't okay, coming off the alcohol, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. But it was just a begging for help before and after that kills me till this day.
Yeah, that's the part that disturbs me the most, is the fact that you had to beg. And I just, you know what, thank God, thank the universe that you have the willpower and the strength to push yourself through that. Because that alone could just knock somebody back. You could have lost your life.
Exactly. You know,
it's so detrimental, man.
It was. And I had to really, like, after that, I had to really fight to get some of those charges off my criminal record. Oh, it's gone 10 years now, so I can say like my CRB is clean now. But it was really hard, really, really hard. Like, I had to get letters from the pastor, just different groups to say, I didn't mean to disturb the peace. I didn't mean to throw your computer down on the floor because I said it wasn't working properly. But like,
you were drunk.
I was drunk.
And you wanted to help.
I wanted the help, and that was the only way I could ask, you know, even going into the hospital and just vomiting all over the place, and security's just got me like this, and it's like, what are you people
how was that ever going to help you? It wasn't going to help you. It's just, it's about, do you know what? It's about power and influence, and the NHS have a lot of power and they've got a lot of influence. And I think sometimes some of the they do some amazing things sometimes, but sometimes they do some really fucked up things. Do you get me? Absolutely. Like all that, they did the most really, and it's just lucky that you're a strong woman and you were able to hold your own and be assertive and say, do you know what? No, I actually need the help. And you kept going back. Imagine if you didn't. Kept going
back, and it's just a shame, because I've seen other people as well going through the system and trying to get through the system. And if I wasn't emergency detoxed, I don't know how they would have put me on that system. You've taken me to a center to show me like that's where you're going to end up. This is not like being scared abroad when you've, you know, got contraband and you're just showing them this is the prison you're going to end up in. Like, you know, it really is, you know, really bad. And then the aftercare, as I said, I didn't have any, and it was AA that helped me put myself into groups, you know, get a therapist, you know, you can do this, forget the NHS, more, you know, go to charity groups that's actually willing, experience, empathize, you know. And at first I was like, oh, but another story is, about a year after of my detox, I actually got a letter from the GP saying that I'll have an appointment with a one-to-one because of my application in 2009 or 2010. Now they want to offer me support in 2011. So I says, all right, then let me go to this support and see what it is I've been waiting for. Okay, you fling me in a group, everyone's yammer. I understand that everyone has got their problems. I understand that, but Betty's over there talking about something, Emma's over there talking about something, Bob is talking about something, and I'm like,
you don't want to hear that shit.
I can't. And then you give me loads and loads of pamphlets to read, like, you know, I know about emotional mindlessness. I know that, you know, there's ways to control your behavior. You're telling me to squeeze a tennis ball. Are you buying me the tennis ball to squeeze? Like, just different, you know, just different. And you know what? The system's messed up. The system is completely messed up, messed up, you know, completely messed up.
I've got, it is an embarrassment as well. It's just mad, especially like when I've gone back home and stuff, where my family are from. They're like, "Yeah, you got the NHS, a good system." And I'm like, "Is it really though?"
Have you got questions, Chids?
I have got questions. So I've got a few questions. But
before you ask a question, can I just quickly say something? Just for those that are just tuning in, if you are just tuning in, we do have a guest here today, this week, Empress. And Empress is sharing her story. I say story, her life experience, celebrating 10 years of no alcohol, right? So Empress has been giving us an insight to what her life was like during the time of drinking, having an addiction, and how she's overcome the addiction, and how it's been 10 years since doing so. So if you are just tuning in, that's what we are talking about. So we're doing very, very differently this week, and we're I think honoured to have Empress here, giving us her insight and something is very, very personal. So thank you for sharing. So yes, I thought just let everyone know before you get into the questions as well, okay?
Yeah,
and as you might notice as well, right, I keep it quiet this week, because I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to be here, but these two useless ladies. These two useless ladies, right, said, "Oh, Sticky, stay on, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, I'm going to keep quiet then because these two useless women, that's what I'm going to say.
Yo, Sticky, stop your lines, man. Chuck, don't let that start picking up things.
In fact, before you read the questions, I'm reading some messages quickly.
Okay.
Ricochet DJ says, "Who's that top left?" He's got love heart emojis. I know Rico. Rico's a cool guy, right? But he's also a pain in the ass too. Cher says people put in these positions should be trained on empathy and care. Some people really don't care. Zaza says the NHS have done amazing things, but who and in what category? What's deemed as less important to them is deemed extremely important to the patient. Good point. Ricochet is saying again, who is top left?
Am I top left on the screen?
Yeah,
you are, yeah.
Okay.
Zaza says extremely, okay. Peely says rudeness, Sticky. I'm not sure about what rudeness, because again, we know, I say it all the time, I'm very transparent that Peely, Empress, and Brina, those three in particular, those three ladies, as well as obviously Chidi and Cher, all fucking useless and fucking annoying, all right? Just point it out there, okay?
Big F word, you know?
It had to be done today. Yeah, exactly.
Slap you in that big forehead.
And this is what I got to put up with. This is what I got to put up with. The insults on my forehead. Anyway. Chids, what questions you got for Empress?
Yeah, I've got some questions, but I mean, you know, her testimony is like covered so much of it. So there was a question from Carl, two questions. It was like, what were your downfalls and strengths throughout recovery, and what coping mechanisms did you have?
Oh, downfalls. There's just too much to even mention my downfalls right now. That's another show. But my coping.
I want to do a part 2 with you,
definitely. Yeah. My coping was going to meetings every day and hearing other people's stories. That was me, like dealing with the fact that just knowing, you know, everyone had somewhere begging, some, you know, everyone had their different ways, and it just made me feel like I didn't do it wrong. I just did it in my way. So that was my kind of way of coping. But being at home, I struggled to cope. Outdoors, fine, got something to do, but going home, I really struggled at night to cope because the paranoia, the nerves, the jittiness, everything was still there. Yeah. So I gave myself a challenge.
Okay.
I became a bouncer.
What?
I became a bouncer because I really needed to see people under the influence, not to judge them, but to see how I was, to keep my strength. Yeah. And that was amazing because even though like I didn't work for like clubs where people don't want to pay £5 and they push you down, bashment dance, sorry my people, but I worked for big clubs in like central London, and it's like people's out there and whatever. Not everything is to do with drugs, but the alcohol, it was just like, oh my gosh, you've got Bob trying to hold his things in the corner trying to piss. Rebecca's like, I love the world. It was just so many different things going on. I thought, wow, is this what I did? Is it cutting off? Is it freezing?
I'm so sorry. I think that was me. I froze.
Do you know what? Whilst Chili's freezing, can I ask a question? Actually, can I ask a question, but can I also read some of his messages quickly? Peely says, rudeness, Sticky. I'm not sure what she's talking about there. She's used this anyway. Ricochet DJ says, hey, Zaza. Rico, just so you know, Zaza's mine. Okay, I tell you that every week. Zaza and I got a thing going on. So, Rico, back off, all right? Back off, okay? By the way, Rico's cool, okay? Ricochet's cool. Shares, I know. Cher says, Sticky, stop your noise. I'm not sure what Cher's talking about. And Peely's agreeing. Rico says, Empress Sinatra. I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
Oh, wow.
PD says no respect, and Cher says no respect, and PD says no manners. Anyway, let's never mind those young ladies. They're useless, right? I keep sending you guys that. I got a question, right? It's a random one.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel triggered by like when people say stuff like, "Oh, let's go for a drink," and not knowing the backgrounds? You know, people say that quite commonly, innit? "Oh, let's just go for a drink." Do you ever feel like, does it ever trigger you or make you feel uneasy?
At first, it did. There was a lot of build up to when I was drinking that people stopped inviting me to occasions, family occasions, or any form of occasion because of my behavior. So it wasn't like when I became sober, started my sobriety, it wasn't that, oh, someone's asked me for a drink, I can't do it. I needed to go. I needed to not be, it's like I just needed to show that I can be strong enough to be around alcohol, to be around people. And that's why I put myself in the club, because I really wanted to see if this would actually trigger me, the smell, the behavior. And it actually woke me up. It really did wake me up, because the same things they were doing was what I was doing. You go out, you buy a drink for the whole pub, you don't know them, there's a lot of things, Stick. There's a lot of things that's triggered certain things. 2 weeks ago, it was the Euro and pandemic. Euro, normally, I want a cold beer, the Euro's on, or the Olympics on, or the athletics is on. I always used to find an excuse to, so I'm still suffering with it till today. Still have the cravings sometimes, but I just think back to being in hospital and just seeing my mum.
Can I ask one more question then on that? As I really like what you said there. Do you ever think there'll be a time where you'd be in a position where you can just have a drink like casually, or was it a case of it has to be just either just kind of like just don't touch it at all sort of thing?
Yeah, that was it.
You. Yeah, that was you with the question, innit? I got it written down. That was the next one.
I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. I'm not even supposed to be here. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. I'm shutting up, okay?
That's a good question, Sticks, because it's I've had people offer me like, oh, just have a shandy. It's only 0.5. Like, it's the smell. From once I smell it, I'm going to want to taste it. And from once I'm going to taste it, I'm going to want more of it and more of it and more of it. So no, I will not ever pick up any form of alcohol because I'm an alcoholic. One is just not enough.
So that means I can't have enough, Guinness Punch then. All this time, I didn't even know. I come there telling you about Guinness Punch.
You dickhead. And you didn't even say something like that.
You're looking chef and bartender. Come to this point.
Yeah. I mean, all this time I've been saying, yeah, I have some Guinness Punch, and I didn't even know. So I'll be sure. I'll try my best not to mention Guinness Punch. And if I do slip up, please just, put me in my place, okay? Look, not that you need my invitation to do so, because Empress does that anyway. So yeah.
I'll do it for her.
All right, cool. Chiswell, yeah, I know you will. Chiswell, what other questions you got there?
So I've got a couple of questions from Cher as well.
Yeah.
What was your main reason for becoming dependent on alcohol?
Did you say becoming dependent?
Yeah, becoming dependent. What was the main reason to it?
I got my own flat.
Okay.
I had like problems with alcohol, but the main thing started when I had my own place. I couldn't live on my own. I needed something, the memories and the thoughts starts to come. Like, I don't want to, I miss my mom. I miss being with, I've always been in a family home. So it started from there. I needed a friend. I needed comfort. I needed something to do. And that's when it became like, I can't sleep at night because I'm on my own. I'm in the morning, I can't be out. I haven't got a routine. What do I do? My mum normally says, oh, come and have breakfast or some big plantain, breadfruit, all them kind of things. Do you understand? But I couldn't do that. So it was just like more drink. So I think that is a big part. Sorry, that getting my own flat and being on my own was a big part of that. And I was just too fast as well. It was just...
I was just too fast. I bet you was, definitely.
I was too fast, you know, too fast.
Hold on.
There's
Whilst you're checking, sorry.
comments as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna read that one. That's from Zaza. Zaza is my girl, right? I say my girl. I mean, obviously, I don't know Zaza like that just yet. I'm working on it, right? Still just waiting for her to inbox me. She always ignores me as well. Zaza says, "Can I ask if you don't mind? The point before trying to get help, what got you there?"
Good one.
What got me there in what? Sorry, in what? I missed the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the reader how she wrote it. So she says, "Can I ask if you don't mind? The point before trying to get help, what got you there?"
Oh, the point of until when I decided that I wanted help.
Yeah.
The pain.
Yeah.
The pain, the hurt, just losing my family, losing my friends, just losing so much was just like, I need the help, but I cannot do it on my own because I've lost everyone else, and I need the help. And it came to a point, and I'm going to share this. I started to hurt myself. I really, really started. I'm going to show this, but I've got a scar here. I started to hurt myself because these people didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. So it was just like, I need to do this. This is it now. Making myself ill is dangerous. I'm waking up in the middle of nowhere. Anyone could take advantage of me. I could just pass out in a corner. No one would know for 20 days. I wasn't safe. I wasn't safe for myself. I could put on a pot to say I'm going to make noodles, and I could have fell asleep with the pot on. There was just so many. It's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. That's it. I can't cope. I can't. I just, help me. Who helps me? NHS, doctor, please. And that's how it was. But I kept going because I knew that I could do it. I just needed some form of step. Just show me, tell me, give me a number. Oh, we've got number for crisis and we've got numbers for Samaritans. I am not knocking any of them, but they're not really professionally trained to deal with alcohol. The first thing they say is, "Oh, are you going to harm yourself? Do you feel like harming yourself right now?" And it's like, oh my gosh, you're just making me even more depressed.
You're already harming yourself. You were
I'm
already
harming myself.
That's the one part I've never understood really, is why do they ask those questions? You're already doing that.
I'm already doing it. And then they're like, okay, we'll give you a number for crisis. Okay, give me a number for crisis. Crisis is like, oh, do you feel the same thing? Do you feel like you're going to harm yourself? Because we would have to send the police out. The police, because you could be a danger to yourself and a danger to the public. So what's that then? Another straitjacket, another chains. What is it you're going to do? But sorry, I went off the topic, Zaza. It got too much, and I just had to. I was just ill, physically ill. No food for 6 months, ill. So that's what made me, it's in a way, it's a sad story. Yeah, I did have a little tear today because it's just the fact that I had to keep begging and begging and begging and begging. But I did it, I did it. I really did do it. And I'm just amazed because I did it on my own. As I said, no aftercare team, no anything like that. I did it on my own, and it just shows the strength that I actually do have. The pandemic was when I was really worried.
Yeah. That was my question. I was going to ask you that. Yes. Because I don't drink yet, but even I drank throughout the pandemic.
There you go. There you go. That was the test for me. And it wasn't that, oh, I want to have a drink. It was just that I don't like restrictions. Oh, you can't go out. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do here? Like, I need to do something. So I bought a laptop and I bought my decks, and now I'm just learning to DJ. So since the pandemic, I've just made myself useful. I've just tried to find stuff. I've learned to paint and decorate, something I wouldn't do in my life. So it's just keeping active and just keeping busy. But the pandemic was really, really, really hard. I am not going to lie. I actually thought that I was going to go backwards, because I was just bored. There was nothing to do.
But you didn't. And you made some sick playlists, yeah? Because see your playlist, yeah? Nah, me and your
Thank you.
playlist. I got your playlist.
Thank
I
you.
downloaded them. I'm gonna put
Thank
some. I'm gonna
you.
put the links to them as well when I
Thank
upload.
you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know,
Good.
but
Very
if
good
there's
people.
anyone out there that is battling addiction, all I will say is DM me. I will follow you to support groups. I'll be your one-to-one. I have a story, and believe me, I will be there on your story, your journey, anytime. I'll put my phone number out because that was something I was crying out for 10 years ago. And I will be there for anybody who has a journey. I will do that journey with them.
Do you know,
Because I know-
you know what? Do you know what? You like see your journey, your whole experience. Yeah, somebody did you. There's so many things that could have happened to you. Yeah, somebody didn't want you to fail. Somebody didn't want you to die. Somebody wanted you to go through this. Yeah, so that I believe, so that you can help others. And I just think like, and I'll just say it again, that your strength and your your perseverance and your just the determination alone, yeah, it inspires me. An addiction is an addiction, no matter whether it's alcohol, food, drugs, whatever, yeah.
Coffee, anything, brown bread.
Anything.
You know, so it's, you know, it's something, you know, I know people say, I don't have an addiction, but I wake up every morning and have coffee. Okay, it might not be something, you know, but it's still, you're not going to drink tea because you like coffee. So in a way, that is kind of an addiction. But I don't like people that knock it because you don't realize if you have an addiction or not, you know, and I just don't like people judging me. I really, really don't. And that guy that messaged me earlier, me, I got to deal with him. Yeah, because
let me not say that.
But it's people like that nearly made me not come on today. And I thought, no, you're not going to spoil my chat. No, I'm out there. Anybody, if anyone phone me now and says, I'm off, get in my car and I'm off, I will be there for anyone that needs support to do with narcotics, AA, anything like that. I will be there because I know if I had someone that just touched my hand 10 years ago and said, you can do this, yeah, then I think I would have had, maybe, you know what, everything for a reason. Maybe it weren't my time for them, but if I could just touch someone's hand now and say, you can do it, and just go to one meeting and just get this 24-hour sobriety coin, believe me, you will feel so good after that. It is an amazing feeling. It's amazing people, all different kind of backgrounds. I'm there with just make sure I got a cup of tea though.
No cocktails. Use some messages quickly. Peely says they never know where to go if the answer is yes. They are not properly trained to find a solution, and says the police aren't even trained, talking about when Empress said they call the police. Zaza said very true, they make it worse. Peter says they have to put more resources in place for people like yourself that need help.
Yes.
And says that's a dangerous thing too. Going back to what Zaza said. Cher says agreed. Thank you for sharing, Empress, courageous woman.
Thank you.
This is another Zaza, by the way. They've got two Zazas here. Zaza said, well, you didn't. Proud of you. Talking about you didn't convert back during lockdown. And the other Zaza, who's my good friend Zaza, says, well, it's amazing that you came to the realization for yourself. You should honestly be so proud of yourself and your journey, the good and the not so good, for it made you what and who you are now. And the other Zaza, two Zaza, says, it's true, real woman. Everyone's clapping emojis. PD says, thank you for sharing, DJ Empress. Love and respect always, sis. Kay says, no, you called... Kay says, no, you're called Empress for a reason. Don't let anyone make you feel less than that. Carl says, that's a beautiful thing to say, Empress. You've become a staple in your recovery, and I'm sorry for your past experience. You've got yourself to be proud of. Congratulations, babe. My good friend Zaza says he's not worth it. Talking about the person who was trying to put you down. He has his own issues that he must deal with. Nothing to do with you. Keep going. And the other Zaza says, amazing soul. And Cher says, sometimes you go through the most difficult journeys to discover your higher purpose.
Yes, definitely, Cher. Yes. And I just want to say as well that it's just so amazing after 10 years, the support, the love that I'm still getting. It just it just makes me like, it's worth it. I bought my cake from Greg's with my candle in it. Like,
it's a reflection of you. It's who you are. So no matter what you've been through, no matter who you've been, it's all come together as a collective and made you the person that you are today. And you know what? I just like I'll keep saying nothing is a coincidence. You know, even to come across a person like you, I said to Sticky, you know, I actually spoke to him. And this was the only thing that made me speak to him, because I don't really like speaking to him. I don't send him long voice notes or nothing. But I did say to him that, do you know what? She's phenomenal, and I'm so glad we came across this person. The love and support you've shown us from throughout all of it, and to just sit here with you today and just to listen to you, like you inspire me. Trust me, you inspire me. And not many people inspire me, you know, but you inspire me. Now, not even in an egotistical way, do you get me? Because it's just like, sometimes I'll listen to people, you know, when they're chatting shit in it, you just think, oh, whatever, like, you get me? You're one of those people, your story, even though there's a lot of people out there going through certain things, you're just very unique. There's something really special about you.
A lot of people say that.
You've got something to offer the world, trust me. We all have in our own way, but you're special, man.
Thank you. One quick thing I will say before it cut off, relationships was a problem as well, because I was so clingy. Yes, so clingy. Like, I can't be without you. I can't be on my own. And in a way, I kind of turned a couple of them dependent on alcohol, because I was drinking every day. And it was like, they felt like they kind of needed to keep me happy. But that's another story. That's another story, you know. So
we'll do a part two.
We need to do a part two. We need to definitely do a part two. I'm just so grateful that you've given me this opportunity, and I'm gonna have my Greg's cake with the candle on it in a minute. And I'm just happy. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really like my party puff as well. I'm just yay.
So if you are just tuning in or you're watching on YouTube, again, this is a special episode because again we're a celebration actually of 10 years of DJ Empress not having any alcohol and showing her story, man. And again, it's really touching. It's a really touching story. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And in fact, I don't know if you guys realized, Empress actually kind of gave herself out to say, look, she's happy to help others as well if they need anyone to talk to. So, which is, you know, really nice and reassuring. I always tell you guys though, she is an absolute pain in the arse, and I say it openly. I say it to while she's here. I say no, of course not. I say it in front of her face, behind her back, whichever. I don't really care. She's a pain. But it's been a pleasure.
You know what? This is such a positive day, so I'm not even. But you see, after midnight, Sticks, me and you. Me and your ass, watch. See the niceness and politeness done now. Me and your ass.
Zaza said we need 2 hours. Cher says amazing live, guys. I think Chiz is right, Empress. I think we do the part 2 because I do feel that there's a lot of the journey that's not been covered. Or we covered in greater detail. So I do think we need to do a part 2. Definitely not waiting 10 years for that though, because that ain't gonna happen. It's far too long. It's a couple of weeks maybe, but not 10 years.
It's a milestone, so it's not going to be over just today. Believe me, it's not. And I got my birthday coming up as well next month, and it was 2 days before my birthday was when I got dispatched into the big world. So that's another story as well. You've got a load to touch on, loads and loads to touch on, even down to them trying to give me injections when I was in the chains to try and calm me down. So there's so many things to still cover. I'm sorry if I've upset anyone today, but I had to share.
No, and we appreciate it.
You haven't upset anyone. You've inspired a lot of people.
No, you upset me because you insulted me, okay? That's what I'm going to put out there.
No one really cares about you.
It's all love. It is all love. But again, look, guys, before the IG cuts out again, I just want to say thank you again for Empress for joining us. Thank you guys for contributing as always. Make sure to tell a friend. We're back
No.
obviously next week, Wednesday from 10 o'clock. We'll be on time. We'll try to be. This week was Empress's fault. I'm going to pull it out of there. It was all her fault while we're late.
It was actually. It was. Well, even my picture's happy. They're getting down with it up there.
There we go. But guys, we got to run. So look, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. And again, thank you again. Make sure you follow DJ Empress. Just search
Thank
on
you.
IG. Just search DJ Empress. And obviously the whole Division podcast as well, right? So look, until next week, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.